How are you doing, gardeners? Ed Snyder with Fresh Picked Acres of Kansas, bringing you this short little clip on how we pollinate our tomatoes. It's not a really big deal out here. Tomatoes do not need bees necessarily to pollinate for them. There's a lot of talk out there of different ways of pollinating. We grow a determinate tomato, but even on indeterminates, it's still pretty much the same thing. If you've got tomatoes in a basket or something like that, go out there first thing in the mornings and give it a tap on your basket and just kind of shake the plant a little bit. Do the same thing in the evenings once the temperature cools off. Tomatoes really love that 75 to 85 degree type of a range in there. So pollinating tomatoes early can be very easy. In the high tunnel here, we have the plants strung up, and it's just as easy just to turn right around and go from post to post and pollinate our plants very quickly, very easily every day. You don't have to physically hand do anything. You don't need you don't need an electric toothbrush or anything like that. We don't need to buy anything to do this. So these guys are ready. See how look how that one's ready just to go ahead and pollinate right now. So we're going to get ourselves a nice cluster of tomatoes out of that. And it's just that time of year. I do this as long as I have blooms. I continue to go walk out here first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and just tap on the posts. This way it ensures a good pollination all through the growing season. We're going to have tomatoes all the way till frost. I want to show you an added bonus for your high tunnel, especially if you're growing tomatoes and you have that lag from the time you plant your tomatoes to the time you harvest the tomatoes. Once the tomato plants are planted, what Dilly and I do is we come back in here, and in between every other plant, you see how we skip between every other plant, we plant a thing of head lettuce, whether in this case it's romaine, it's iceberg, it's also a butter crunch. So we plant a bonus plant. See, these guys are growing so fast. This guy's actually kind of getting covered up. So there's a downside to it if you're growing tomatoes very quickly. But we'll get one head of lettuce out of this house before we can actually harvest the tomatoes. So that's what's nice. You get a little income coming from your high tunnel that you have an investment in. You get to make the most of it. Once the tomatoes are out, once they're done and we start pulling plants, you can go back to growing a lot of lettuce in your high tunnel. But I wanted to show you a way to make your high tunnel be more beneficial to you and your family throughout the growing season. Now, if you like these types of videos, do us a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. Come grow with us.